I greet you with love. I greet you with peace. Today is a very wonderful day. This is the first time we are doing a live broadcast on this page. This is exactly what we'll be doing more and more here. This page, known as Woman is God, Man is a Worshipper. One of the things this page really stands for is to help bring back into awareness this divine, sacred, feminine energy that has been ignored and suppressed all these years. So we'll be bringing on board our beautiful sister, the family, and we'll both be doing the discussion together. Let me try and invite her in, and you will have patience with us because of the technical aspects which we are still trying to balance. Okay. Without the divine, sacred, feminine energy, there is no hope for humanity. That's why that's the only thing that really matters right now to bring to life. That's the only thing. Yeah, you are welcome. So let me see how I can invite you and at the same time share it. Now you're invited. You just have to accept the invitation and you are on.
Okay, I figured it out.
How are you? I think you have to flip your phone so we can have it. You have to rotate your phone. Yes.
How about this? That works? Okay.
I believe so. But everyone have patience with us. We're trying to still see how these things really work. Next time, definitely, it will be more better. But how have you been today? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So
Okay,
I'm trying
hold on.
camera is standing well.
There we go.
Yes. Okay, but I believe I'm viewing it now from my PC. The camera is not really showing straight, and okay, let me try it like this. I think it's perfect like this.
Do you want me to change the camera angle?
No, I
Oh,
believe
okay.
it's perfect like this. But today we can manage it like this. With time, we can look for a way to find balance on this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. But can you see me so well?
Yes, I see you very well. It is a little bit of a delay. Like when we're watching news and stuff, and the person doing the interview, there's like a little delay time. Yeah, but other than that, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you so perfectly. I hear you so perfectly.
Okay,
So,
perfect, perfect.
yeah. Since you can see me, I can see you. Today's the first day on this page, so we're still trying to get used to it, how it really works, and the technical aspects. But with that being said, what we are really focusing on today is, as a woman that you are, I'd like you to share with me and the world, how is it like to be existing in this reality of today that is so full of a lot of greed, a lot of ego, which is giving birth to outside of this masculine energy that have created kind of a dominion now. And the dominion
Hmm.
has become also like a very strong load that is oppressing the human consciousness. So how do you able to navigate all this wave as a woman, as a sacred woman that you are? Please share with us.
Well, the hardest part,
I can
I'm
hear
having
you
a
so
hard
well.
time hearing you.
Okay, maybe it's network. I can hear you so well, and everything is. Maybe it's your network. How is your network router?
I know you can hear me, but are you experiencing any delays? Like as soon as I respond to you, is there a delay?
No, for me, everything is going so smooth and perfect. When you say something, I hear at the same time your lips move. So there's no delay.
There's no delay. Okay, I guess just on my end, it's a delay.
Yeah, yeah. Then you can just be expressing because everything looks perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. 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 Sorry guys, this is my first time, but yeah, like you want me to go ahead and get started on how I feel about the what's going on with the overmasculated energies and the shift we're going
Exactly.
through?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So, for me, one thing I want to start off with is when I feel like a lot of women get it confused that being a divine feminine is only feminine energy. There's a balance. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
also
Yes.
masculine energy, but the issue that we have with over masculine energy is what's causing an imbalance.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like I feel because of that balance is why a lot of women who are definitely divine, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people that will sit here and debate with me about when I use the word woman, but with womb in it. They'll be like, "That's not a word," but I'm like, okay, a lot of these words in English aren't really words; they're more like spells anyway. So it's like
Yes.
I feel like this over masculinated energy is what is partaking in downgrading and treating our women as lesser and making and believe it or not, during healing sessions with young men, you find out that they subconsciously hate their mother.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like what people need to do, I feel like what we need to do is, so many healers that I know tell me it's the hardest to heal a man or a male because gender gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit has no gender.
That's right.
And I also feel like it's due to the programming that they put. Like, think about it in schools, in institutions, after they destroyed all of our languages and, put their own rules and made us wear what they wanted us to wear and everything. I noticed that it's really hard for men to express themselves because, number one, yeah, they make comments like, "Hey, I don't want to go to art class because that's gay." How is that gay? Oh, because you're expressing yourself? And I feel like that's part of that agenda for men to be unable to express themselves.
Mm. Like kind of a stock energy, stock emotions within them.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like, I feel like a lot of women resent. And here's another thing. Yeah, yeah. And here's another thing. Like, I feel like a lot of women resent men because they don't understand the system that
Mm.
caused our male counterparts, you know what I mean, to be, in those invisible chains. So,
Mm.
what I've learned because I went through that, I've had the first father of my child, right? I was so mad at him. I was so mad at him because he just disappeared. He had all kinds of, legal issues, stuff like that. But it turns out he was also a part of child trafficking. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's like what I try to tell women after I learned, you know, I had to forgive him because that wasn't his fault. And because I knew I was strong enough to be able to raise my child without him and forgive him because, you know what I mean?
I
Interrupted.
understand you. I understand you perfectly. I'm hearing you.
Oh, you hear me? Oh, okay, cool. But yeah,
Yes.
like I tell a lot of women, look, I know you're really mad. I know that society has, kind of groomed us to where it's like the man's part is supposed to provide. Okay, but that doesn't mean if he's not able to be there, that doesn't mean he doesn't love his child. It could be
Exactly.
he's going through some things. You know what I'm saying? So, the highest vibration is love. So if you can love and understand that, you know what I'm saying, forgive it, and that's going to set you free. And then, who knows, maybe everything will get better, you know what I mean, instead of holding those grudges and putting you in that negative state. That's gonna take away your power as a woman to be able to do and take care of your children and be successful in that manner.
That's right.
Yeah, because
That's
like
so.
there was this one lady I had spoke with, and I really felt for her because she was like, "Man, this isn't fair. I didn't make this baby by myself. My baby daddy's not over here to help me. He doesn't care." And it's like
Mm.
what I told her. I was like, "Look, we live in a world where it to you it might look like he doesn't care, but he's also we're also under those invisible chains that I mentioned. So what you can do is just forgive him, move forward, and imagine, you manifest a better life for you and your child, because you have to remember you are a co-creator. Women, like you say, women is God. Oh, or
Yeah,
whatever. And God has so many different interpretations for people. You know what I'm saying? But I understand when you say woman is God. We create. God is a creator. We are the
that's right.
portals. So,
That's
you
right.
got any more questions for me?
uh, it's not really. I don't want to really do it like an interview. I want it to be like a soul expression, like an expression of self. Because when you look at the reality today, the lack of imbalance is so huge. The disconnection is so wide, and the way the masculine energy have completely, let's say, damaged a lot of parts in this human consciousness that is one body today. It's something I have been tracking now for some years. I found out now that the high growth of masculine energy is what is giving tension and pressure to this earth itself. The balance is not there. There is this type of a general, there's this type of a general narrative that you are a woman and you are limited. This you cannot say, this you cannot do. And before, even some time ago, women could not even get the same pay check, even if they are doing the same job with a man. And a lot of groups are coming up today trying to project what they call feminist movements. Some of these groups, I don't subscribe with them because
Yeah.
they are not bringing the ancient culture of that ancient feminism. What they are doing is they are trying to take over the man and become the new boss. And it doesn't work like that. If we are having problem already with that status of a boss, why would you come and be a boss now? We don't need a boss. We just want to be equal, and we just want things to
Equal.
be balanced. And because that is the ma'at, that is the oneness, that is the unity that creates that masculine and feminine energy that has to work together. Today is not going well together because different cultures, different histories, different traditions, according to my research, are proved now that, like since the past 5,000 years, there have been a complete shift in this human consciousness, and everything has completely kind of waved to one side. Before then, a woman can also be a military general and be the one to lead the army. A woman can be a priestess and be the one to make a divination for the village, for the tribe. But today,
Mm-hmm.
everything is shifting. Women are more and more subjected into that kind of a breeder. It's like your job is just to breed. In some cultures, they don't even allow the women to work. And and because of all these shifts of that consciousness, this has given a high rise now to this divine masculine energy, which have become now like a dominion over this sacred feminine energy. So today, what a lot of women go through in their daily life is that continuous torments. When you dress, somebody have a name to call you. When you do your makeup, somebody have a name to tag you with. When you walk, somebody have a name to call that work. And the people designing the clothes, the fashions, they become freaks, selling out the sexual energy, projecting it out. And
Don't make
a
me say
lot
any names.
so a lot of women today are becoming more like an object that is being marketed, are becoming more like an object that is being projected out for pleasure, for satisfaction. So when you are not in that category, a lot of men don't even pay you attention anymore. Because why? The world, the society has structured his mind that this is how a woman have to look. She have to pump her breast. She have to have a huge ass. She have to have a tiny waist. She have to have this. She have to have a nose like this. And when he don't see that, he believe now that woman is what the world has structured his mind to see a woman to look like. Then he have problems. Only few men today can look deep into a soul of a woman and just accept that soul. So many are more interested in your occupation. So many are more interested in your education, family name, and if you have any inheritance and things like that. Because there is too much toxic in this human family. And according to my observation, divination, and a lot of things, it has exposed me to the fact that the only way we can save humanity is to raise this sacred vibration of the divine feminine energy. Because when you track the meaning of what feminine energy stands for, then you will understand that is what we need today as a family. So you can just feel free to also express yourself more about how you see this sacred energy being completely swept away, and how more people have to be more conscious more of this sacred feminine energy, because there's too many force and dominion, and this is giving birth out of the masculine energy that has raped the whole humanity. So
Exactly.
just also take your time to express yourself what you feel about it.
Exactly, exactly. And another thing that I want to touch up on, is like, I know you mentioned earlier, like, with feminism, there, I totally agree, because sometimes I feel like some of the people, some of the people in organizations that deal with feminism, yes, they are trying to take over, and I do agree with what you're saying. However, they're not very well known, but there are some Chinese activists who went out there and spoke about, hey, why are you guys taking all of these jobs? Why are you creating? Why is America creating a system to where the man no longer has, an opportunity for a job? You know what I mean? And putting him in a state of poverty, basically systematic poverty. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there are some that do want to overtake and feel like they are, you know, superior to the man, even though that's their counterpart, and they're together. But others honestly do truly stand up and want to, call out the systematic poverty in order for us to all thrive together.
Wow, that's so nice. I like to know more about these Chinese women, because the system, the American system, what I also don't like about America is they are not trying to educate the women. They are just only trying to get rid of the men, putting the men in jail and leaving the women to be the boss in the streets. That will still not fix it, because we cannot just kill the men because of their masculine. We can't just kill them, because why? When it comes to what I always share with people is, when it comes to masculine energy and feminine energy, this is something that we carry. I carry the boat, you carry the boat. So the balance right there is really what is missing. For example, if I am more into my greed and anger and take over things, that's my masculine parts. But if I'm more into love and calmness and gentleness and harmony and peace, that's my feminine expression, my feminine energy expressing itself. So these energies, the lack of balance today, it's so high. And many of those organizations, yes, I would support them so well if they start practicing ancient feminine feminist movements, because feminism, that in ancient days there was a movement where, let's say for example, every full moon the women that would come together and dance naked and have their own sacred moments. Let's say a woman is about to deliver, all the women will come together, do rituals and things for them. Then they have like a court. It's like their own court, women's court. And this is something that has been always so sacred. This is something that has been always so kind of very organized. And it has never really been based on a woman have to be in charge of anyone. So yeah. But I have one question now for you. I have one question now for you. As a woman that you are, how do you feel when you walk around in the streets? When you walk around, how do you feel? How do you connect to this energy and all these waves? How do you navigate it?
Hold on just a sec. Let me move because I feel like my connection. Let me go into my room, my connection. Yes. Oh wow. Guess what? I got locked out. That's okay.
No. Okay. So as I was saying, is really what is really the aim and the focus and the goal right now is to raise as many as possible that awareness of this sacred feminine energy for humans, for the human family to become more and more conscious of this, for the human family to become more and more aware of this sacred energy, so that that understanding that a woman is just an object of pleasure, or a woman is just for breeding, making babies, or a woman is just to have a nice decoration in the atmosphere around the house. That understanding that so many humans have needs to change. Mm. You can go ahead. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I hear you like I hear you, but I hear someone else, and I think it's you too.
Yeah, it's because of your location. The network is not strong
Let me find out. I'm talking to you and the another aspect of you.
Yes, there's a lot of me. There's a lot of me, and I'm always everywhere. But what I was trying to point out,
and hey, that's another subject. We're all multidimensional.
yes, that's a difference. That is another complete subject. But you said something very important. You said the woman is the porter, and this is something that is so sacred. because that's why I call the vagina a universe. This is the gateway between this dimension and the other outer space for souls to be able to transport themselves through here. So when people hear me say woman is God, they are always kind of very shocked, like since when do God start being a woman? But what people don't understand is whatever God you believe on, woman is still the most first physical aspect of his or her manifestation. So the universe we are talking about, the cosmos we are talking about, woman becomes now what brings it into life, what brings it into reality. So that is the God we can see. And the nature of a God completely explains it all. She cares, she protects, she nurtures, and she helps to grow. So that is what gods do also. That's why we always kind of like promote it, woman is God. And when we say a man is a worshiper is not a slave. It's a two different thing. But many men with their ego, they cannot have patience to have the real understanding. They just think, well, because they hear the word worshiper, that automatically means they are so little. That automatically means they are nothing in the presence of the woman. But that is not really the meaning. That's why I'm writing a book on these issues. So when the book is really out, which is called Woman is God, Man is a Worshipper, people can
Yeah.
really see it. It's not, I'm not bringing a new religion. I am just bringing humans to become more conscious and aware of the God they have always been worshiping. Because the fact is, men have always worshipped women, but they have been doing this worship unconsciously. They have never, many, not all, many have never been conscious of this sacred divine goddess they worship. So we are just here now to help them become more conscious and at the same time to also assist women who lack self knowledge to become more aware of what they really have. Because, like I always tell some of my students, as a woman, when you know who you are, then any man that comes into your life cannot play with you. But what has always been the problem is a lot of women allow emotions to take over them. And emotions is not enough. It's a beautiful thing. It's what keeps the balance, but it's not enough. Awareness is also very important. If when you are aware that this man that is coming to your life is toxic, then you don't need to allow your emotion make you think you can change him. Because trust me, 70% of women that get abused, they knew that this man is an abusive man. But there's always that part in them which they call love that makes them always think and feel and believe they can change that man. So we are really here now to raise more awareness and really raise the vibration of this sacred feminine energy for them to really see it bigger, see it different, see it more than just the surface, than just the
Just,
surface.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of advice do you have in this case, for the women who still think they are nothing but an object of sex or object of pleasure to a man? What type of
The
advice do
advice,
you have for this type? Yeah. What type of
yeah.
advice?
The advice that I would give is, you know, how you present yourself. You know what I mean? If you have an energy about yourself, and you want you want that, because unfortunately there's some women out there who have gone through a lot of trauma and don't it's in their subconscious, but they don't realize it, that they do have this vibe about them that's attracting, you know, these you know, controlling individual men towards them, or masculine individuals towards them. So one thing I would do is they would I would advise women to really get more in tune with nature, because that's exactly what you are. You know, you're divine. You are everything. You know, like and another thing, we have to work on not just healing men, but also women. You know how many women don't know how to women who have ejaculate or have
Exactly, I know.
squirted, you know, and you know, people are gonna laugh because you see that in porno all the time. But if you look into
Mm-hmm.
ancient scripture, that is healing. That liquid.
Yeah, because
So yeah, so it's like, you know, I feel like women need to learn how to let go of you know, the programming that was put upon them to make them ashamed of sex, because you know, I'm not sure about the percentage, don't quote me on it, but there's about 60 to 70% of women who don't know how to orgasm.
exactly. That's why I teach always about sexual energies. If you have seen my videos, my teachings on Facebook and everything, I always try to make a lot of women understand of that thing they call vagina and how beautiful it is for them to be free to exploit their own sexual energy. A lot of women
Without
see
being demonized about it, without being demonized
exactly,
about it.
exactly, exactly. A lot of women still think masturbation is demonic. They don't know that when it's guided, it can be a self healing and a self liberation. A lot of stuck energies in you, you don't really need a guru. You can just heal yourself as a woman by simply touching yourself. So a lot of women still think to squirt is an embarrassment. They are like, oh, I feel so shame. No, the art of letting it go without having nothing to worry about. That's right there is liberation. That's right there is expression of self. It's healing itself, as you said. And these are the awareness that more and more we have to share with a lot of women. For example, so many women don't understand the power behind cuddling. When a woman really understands how beautiful it is to cuddle a man, how easy it is for the spirit of that man to get addicted to her just by cuddling. But some women think they have to open their vagina so wide, they have to do a lot of crazy things they see on porn before they can satisfy men. They don't know that satisfaction is something of the soul, of the spirits. It's not really what you do like you do karate or taekwondo. It has to be guided and connected with the mind, the body, the soul all
And the
together.
spirit.
That is how a deep sense of satisfaction comes. Just like some men has never had an orgasm in their life. They just ejaculate. They don't even know what is an orgasm. They don't even know what it is. So when they hear you tell them a man can have it, they're like, no, those are for women. No, you can have it too. And your G spot is your anus. You need to stimulate these places. And they are like, oh, really? Yes, this is your body. You need to explore your body, whether you are a man or a woman, so you can know yourself, so you can be
Yeah,
completely conscious.
and teach the other one how to explore your body as well, so you don't got to do it all the
Exactly.
time by yourself.
Exactly. That was right. That was right. Exactly. You got to teach your partner. I always educate a lot of for counseling, and they always tell me,
Oh no, it froze.
my man cannot satisfy me. No, we can hear you. When it froze, just don't worry, it will get to you again. They always say to me, My man cannot satisfy me in bed. He cannot do things that I wish and I demand him, I would like him to do. Then I always ask them one question. Have you ever teach him how your body works? Have you ever shown him where to touch, how to touch it? Then she's like, but that's not my job to teach him. I was like, yes, it is your job. It is your body. You know your body more. All men are not sexuologists. No men are not reflexology. Not all men can just know these things automatically. You have to tell them, please do this, do this, do it like this, do it like this, go like this. When you guide him the first time, second time, from the third time, he will just follow automatically. But a lot of women, instead of them to guide the man, they are busy thinking now about their ex-boyfriend who knew how to do it. And that now make them lose the connection with the present one. And they end up now sleeping with different men and never get satisfied and always getting stuck in their past relationship, which have ended 15, 20 years ago, because they don't learn how to let go and build something fresh. They are still stuck in that stuck energy that still bound him and that she and that man.
Agreed.
So there is a lot of things. There is a lot of things, and yeah. So please express. Feel free to express yourself as a way to also educate either the men or the women. In this case, feel free to express yourself.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Okay.
Oh, okay. No problem. You can ask me any question. You can ask me any question.
I'm hearing
Okay.
two voices. Okay. Okay. This is your voice. Okay. Because I'm hearing your voice on the actual image, but then there's another voice talking to me, and I'm like, what? Hold up, who's talking to me? But okay, here's my
It's
question:
me. It's
Do
still
you
me.
believe, for a fact, women can have multiple orgasms, right? And I already figured out how to do it. And unfortunately, it was at a really young age. It's all about your deep breathing, right? You cannot orgasm if you do not have enough oxygen in your body, right? My question for you is, do
That's
you think
right.
it's possible for a man to have multiple orgasms?
Mm, that is a very very powerful question. Wow.
It's a serious question though, because like I there's a lot of
Yeah,
men. I've been
I
reading articles, and
understand.
they say stuff like men can't have multiple orgasms, but I proved that wrong. Because like if a
This
woman
is
can
how
have
this
a
is how
multiple
it works.
orgasm by focusing on her deep breathing, she can project that energy, because it's energy exchange, right? She can project that to her partner.
This is yes, you're right. But this is my own awareness about this. When it comes to multiple orgasm of the man, of the masculine side, it depends on the it depends on the position the man is. This is very important to know. If a man is standing, for example, he's standing on his feet, he can never have more than one orgasm. Because after that one,
Man, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
no, it's just your network, I believe. After that
They
one,
don't want us. They don't. They Facebook ain't ready for this truth. That's why I can't hear you. They don't want you to tell the
yeah,
truth. They don't want to hear us.
just don't worry, we can hear everything. And later when we play it, everything will be clear to you. So I will just keep on talking. When after that
Let me see.
first one, what happens later is He loses strength in his muscles, his strength if he is standing. But if he's laying down on something that is carrying his weights, and then his body don't need to carry those load, his knees don't need to carry those load, his hips don't need to carry those load because he's laying down like flats. Yes, he can have a multiple orgasm, but the woman have to be the one guiding him. It's like you're pulling a rope to climb. It's like you're pulling a rope to climb and you keep on going. She have to guide him. Him alone. Same way a woman alone is difficult for she to also make herself have a multiple orgasm. So the sexual or the orientation of their sexual energy matters a lot in this case. Because if the both sides have deep knowledge in sacred sexual energy, then it can be guided. And yes, a man can also have multiple orgasms, but it's not common. It's more things so easily. Yes. Yes. I know you will hear it later. Okay, the network is still slow. Maybe you will hear it later. But what
Okay,
I
can you
really
speak? Can you hear me?
yes, now I can hear you.
Now
Now
you
I
can.
can hear
Okay,
you.
let's keep going. Let's keep going. But yeah, I think this is a really beautiful topic. You know what I mean? Like, if women and men knew how to truly. One person told me the best sexual experience he ever had with a woman was becoming one. And that, in that sense, to me, that means that they were able to truly, get to that orgasmic, that climax, that feeling where you get to the top, and it's creation. You create things. You know what I'm saying? That's that energy.
That's right.
Sexual energy is creation, and
That's right.
those who hate cannot create. So the haters. Let me not get started on 13 bloodlines, but these haters that are trying to enslave us and stay in power, that's why they tend to undermine and teach us false things so we can't create.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Some people try to miseducate everyone on earth, so everybody become nothing than a robot, a machine, a zombie, because they are scared of your potentials. They are scared of my potentials. But if they can break your mind, then they can manipulate your potentials. So that's why one of the constant struggle I see, it's not really a struggle, it's a life journey anyway, for we conscious family is to have peace with nature, because that's the only place, that's the only place will become safe. Because when I noticed after spending like 10 years trying to fight the system, then I noticed a secret. I don't have to fight the system.
Yeah.
It's not even real. It's not even there. It's not even existing. It's just a projector to make you stuck in their matrix. So what I do and focus on my own self-growth, focus on my own awareness, focus on my own spiritual expansion. Because this side is where they don't have powers, it's where they can't touch nothing, it's where they can't involve themselves. And that is something That is something that is really so important. But let me also ask you one question. Can you hear me? Let me ask you one. I know you will hear it later. Now, and the question I want to ask you is this: as a woman,
Hold on, friend. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me stop looking at the video because it's not. Let me just listen to your voice and not go off of what I see in the video.
Okay, that is good. But what do you see at the video? Start from there first.
Yeah, I
What
can
do
hear
you
you.
see? What do you see at the video?
The question you want to ask me, yeah?
Okay. The question I want to
See,
ask you
okay,
is
I'm
this.
sorry, it's delayed. Like, okay, so it's very delayed. Your the second voice that I hear two voices. The delay, I hear the delayed voice, but there's another voice of you in the background that is real time, but I can barely hear it.
Stop paying attention to it and listening to the one that you can hear easily. Stop paying attention to the other voice. That is talking to me, and I am saying things to you. So that is not for you. What I am saying is the one for you. Yeah.
Okay,
She's
I'm
here.
airheaded. I'm
Yeah.
confused. I'm really confused on how, like,
Don't worry,
okay.
I understand.
No, yeah,
I
go ahead and
understand.
ask me the question.
Yeah, I understand. Just follow what you're hearing from my mouth. She's talking to me, so don't pay attention there, okay? My question for you is, as a woman that you are, how do you feel when you see a man trying to just define a woman by the general narration of what a woman is, when in reality a woman is so sacred, so divine, and she's a goddess, regardless if she know it
I,
or not. How do you feel when you see these things as a woman?
I feel like a fresh piece of meat.
Mm, mm. Please, can you repeat that again and expound it, please?
Yes, I feel like a fresh piece of meat because they're not seeing who I really am. They're looking me on my exterior, my how I look on the outside. They're not seeing who I really am. And I even wrote a poem about this. It's called Lust. Like they're gonna continue on like wolves for new prey. You know what I mean? Because they see a beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying? They're not in tune. They don't have the veil to be able to see past the physical and see for who somebody for who they really are. And it's insult at first it was insulting to me, but then I just overstood it and I was just like, thank you. I appreciate your compliment. I'm not interested. I'm moving along now. You know what I mean? But I did have an experience for the very first time. It's very different because I live.
We will just hold on and wait before our network come back, okay? The network is completely done. What she was saying is something I felt it so deep. I felt it so strong. Because why? If a man just see a woman and all he can see is the x-ray of that woman, how he can take off her clothes and just take her to the bed and just do whatever he wants to do with her, That's for me, like she said, that's why I so much like the word she used. It's like a piece of meat. Just also like you go now to the shop and you want to eat beef and you just select, I need flesh, I need Moses, I need this, I need this. There's really not, meat is not even healthy. So there is really nothing special there. And one of the reasons for this type of things is because the society has completely successfully brainwashed the men. So many men today don't have the understanding at all what a woman really is. So many women don't even know themselves, talk less of the men. So many men have absolutely no knowledge of this. Their father never teach them this. Their mother never teach them this. They never knew this. They don't even know how this work. They don't even know how this happen at all. But like I said in the beginning, I don't want it to be too long. So like 1 hour or so is okay. And tomorrow we'll be with Dr. Renee. Dr. Renee will be talking too much about touch and things like that. So today we'll be ending it here because I can see be here for 5 hours. I have so much to share, but we have to just take it one after the other. We have to just take it one after the other. And today, the main intention and the goal today was to just inaugurate this page. That's really the main intention. So more and more we'll be inviting different people from different backgrounds. We'll be collaborating with different goddesses, priestess, different women of different background, different cultures and different things. We want to carry this to the next level. Woman is God, man is a worshipper. And it's time to let the whole of human family know that the only hope left now for humanity is for we to increase this sacred feminine energy and really boost the conscious self of the mother earth herself. That is what is causing the climate change. They are lying to you. It's not the sun, that they cannot tell you the truths. There's too much tension in the air. There's too much toxicness on earth. Those things are created from out of the energy, and it's time to balance it. My art, the balance right there is what will bring everything into oneness and peace. So for today, I wish you a very wonderful day. We'll be stopping it here. Please share it to people, share the page, invite your friends, and always help us to share it. You can also go to our YouTube channel, African Spiritual Institute. Lately, I've not been uploading a lot of videos, but I have so many videos which I will start uploading now. So always feel free to come there. I thank you all. I wish you all a wonderful day ahead. I send you all peace and love. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.